Chapter 1. The Son of a Fisherman. The story goes that my grandfather, Avram, was born on a boat in the middle of the Sea of Galilee. His fisherman father and expectant mother were crossing the sea when the baby surprised them by arriving early. My grandfather always told me he was a child of the sea from that day forward. He had his sea legs long before he learned to walk on land, and his first words were, "Papa, fish." So it should come as no surprise that his son Jonah, who would become my father, followed his father's lead and was weaned on the sea, always considering their boat to be his primary residence. Though his home was officially in the village of Bethsaida, spending time on land was something he did only when he had to. Jonah grew up believing it was much safer to ride out a severe storm on the sea than it was on land. His reasoning? Because there were no trees to fall on you. Plus it was a proven fact that homes built on land were sometimes submerged by flash floods. He much preferred to be on top of the water, in his boat. The waves and the wind had never bothered him. They had been rocking him to sleep since he was an infant. Fishermen are a tight-knit community with seawater flowing through our veins. We enjoy a common bond that land dwellers can't understand. Our shared love for the sea makes us more than friends. We are family, regardless of whether or not there is any blood relationship. The biggest challenge for a fisherman is finding a wife who will understand her husband's love for the sea. More often than not, a woman like that is the daughter of a fisherman. The same can be said of families. There are basically two groups of people, fishing families and those who are not. As you would expect, my mother, Ziva, also came from a long line of fishermen, no pun intended. Though she was 10 years younger than my father, both families had determined long ago that they would be married. Gratefully, my parents found the arrangement to be acceptable, though their approval was never a concern for their parents. My mother was 15 when she was given in marriage to my father. Since fishermen viewed their boats as their homes, they decided their places of lodging on land needed to house multiple generations. When my parents married, my mother simply moved from one house where her grandmother was matriarch to another where my father's grandmother was matriarch. The houses weren't far apart, and there was very little difference in size, shape, or way of life. 1 year after their marriage, I was born. From the moment of my birth, there was little question that I favored my father, a fact that was only reinforced as time passed. I had his thick black hair, dark eyes, and rugged features. My father often told me that Jehovah God had made me perfectly to be a fisherman. As I grew, I was not only physically well suited for it, but I, too, loved the sea. Like my father, I believed that any day spent fishing was a good day. Though fishing was our love, it was also the way we made a living and provided for our family. Some of our daily catch went to our family's table, as well as the other families in the village. The remainder was our source of income, providing food for other villages and cities along the trade routes. Each day we sold the majority of our catch to a man named Ishmael, who ran a fish-packing warehouse along the shore of the village of Capernaum. Though he had never fished a day in his life, he made a successful living by purchasing the daily catches from fishermen along the northern and eastern shores of the Sea of Galilee. He would salt and dry the fish to preserve it, then export each day's catch to other cities along the Via Maris, the trade route that connected Damascus with Egypt. Over time, our Roman conquerors saw the growing profitability of the fishing trade and decided to take a greater portion of the income through increased taxes. Until that time, families had operated their fishing businesses independently. Despite my grandfather's initial misgivings, my father and his friend Zebedee quickly decided they would do much better working together than apart.